Parrot TV. Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the parrot. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the parrot. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV.
Are you curious about financial literacy? Then take a look at Professor Anthony Rivecchio's new program on Parrot TV. It's called Financial Focus University. This is an excellent program to learn about questions related to your own finances post-COVID, and how you can manage your money, how you can work with your tax situation. And this is an excellent and informative discussion of financial literacy. With Professor Anthony Rivecchio, your financial problems will be solved at Parrot TV with Financial Focus University. Hello, welcome to World Inkers Network, a Parrot TV show. I'm Dustin Pickering, your noble and honest host. And today we have Santosh Kumar Pokharel, who is a globally renowned multilingual world poet from Nepal. His poems are dedicated to world peace, hunger, love, beauty, nature, and human compassion, with the focus on women, children, and poverty. The poet is an ardent fighter against war. He has been found appealing to the world for the peaceful coexistence of humankind. His poems in this book have been mainly dedicated to the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine, and he strongly calls for an end to it. Santosh Kumar Pokharel's poems range from romantic, lyrical, to grave, metaphysical, satirical, to tragic, and philosophical. The poet is a winner of several prestigious international awards, including Anton Chekhov, Class 1, in Gogol, the World Poet, the World's Golden Writer, and the Best International Poet from Russia, Ukraine, China, and other countries. Pokharel, the ambassador of world peace, reflects his peace concerns in most of his poems. He has 5 books and thousands of poems, and some hundreds of them have been translated into 34 languages around the world. He is also the founder of the International Forum of Literature, and today we are going to discuss his upcoming book, that against war. And so we're going to go ahead and kick it off. And it's wonderful to have you on the show today, Santosh. How are you doing today?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Dustin. First of all, good evening from Nepal, Kathmandu. It is evening time here. It is 8:51 p.m. So I'm very thankful to your Parrot TV show. And I'm doing very nice. Thank you very much. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So my first question will be, what do you think poetry can do to assuage the current world condition as we face the troubles we're facing?
Yeah, the thing is that, you see, as far as poetry is concerned, so it is the matter of spirituality. And when the poets write poems, so I think that they write from their heart, you see. They are true to their words. So the poems are something spiritual, things that impart their impression to others. As far as a poet is concerned, he is compassionate, he should be kind, and he should be loving to the people at large. So poetry should work as a tool of kindness and compassion to arouse the feeling of kindness towards the fellow brethren. And as far as this present situation around the world is concerned, as you have already told, that Russia and Ukraine have been involved in war for the last 1 year. They started on February 24 of the last year. So after that, and even before that, I started dedicating my poems from January 29 when I heard that there is a tension in the border between Russia and Ukraine. So I think that the poetry is a work should work for assuring, for reducing the crisis and solving the crisis uh, in the least, at least, because when the poets are crying out for kindness, for stopping any war. So we know that the missiles and the rockets won't listen to our voice. But as far as the effect of our prayers is concerned, there is certain effect because I have to have these Ukrainian friends also and the Russian friends also. They are always already fed up of this war. How long shall it go? So it is useless. So I have written that the war is futile. So put an end to this futile war, this useless war. So I think that the crisis, present crisis in the world is human hunger, poverty, there is deficiency in food, malnutrition, because around 1 crore, point 0.9 you see, crores, people are starving now. Uh, Deficit of food, that's a dire deficit of food. If we can cut down arms race, we can feed the people in the world. So I don't know where we are leading this world to, the human society to the tomb. To the tomb, these countries have been leading the human race. On the contrary, we have to save humankind and stop war. So I think that our poetry should work for reduction of hunger by arousing kindness in hearts of millions who have been interested in war, and to arouse kindness in the hearts of these warmongers, and to arouse kindness in the hearts of the superpower leaders. We can just pray. We can just fold our hands and say, please stop this futile war, because war kills the people. And the objective and our goal is to save the people. That is one part. Stopping hunger, feeding the people, and letting the people live in peaceful coexistence, because poets are internationalist spiritualists. Of course, there is a border which separates one country from another, but for poets, there is no border in the world. So we see the human race, our race, and the whole earth is ours. Nationality cannot divide poets. Poets around the world, if they are in real poets, they are the same. They are passionate, compassionate, they are kind, they are sweet speaking. So they just know how to request. We request. While composing poems, poets shed his tear, he sheds his tears. Who will listen to him or want to listen to him, it doesn't bother. But he is committed to speak out his feelings for the sake of humankind, for the good of humankind. Not only for the good of humankind, but for the good of preservation of nature, for the good of the wildlife, for the good of the environment where human can breathe fresh air and the world is out of smoke that comes from the bombs and the rockets. So I think that in assuaging, poems can work internally. They can work to ignite kindness in the minds and hearts of the peoples. And poetry, I hope, should work for convincing the people who are very much interested in the war. So that is our purpose, and I think that to some extent, poets are successful in this also. They can just compel the people to think over it again and again. Why the millions of poets are, I don't say millions, thousands of poets are raising their, you see, a voice against war. So there is something. There are the people, uh, you see, thanks to whom the world exists or the world have been ruined already. I think that poets weigh more than others because their voice weighs more than others and should weigh more.
Hmm. Interesting. So, tell us a little bit about the genesis of your new book, your latest book, the poems that you wrote against the war. What was the idea behind it? How long did it take you to write those poems?
Even reduction of war, you mean, right? So the same way, poets are appealing for the cessation of war because war, the nature of poet is the peaceful nature, and war is not peaceful. That is the main thing.
Mhm.
And they are always against any type of war, any type of discrimination, even any type of exploitation, even. So I think that it should work. It should work for the reduction of war. Not only for the reduction of war, in the long run, it should work for the cessation of war. Because the war is useless. Nobody wins in the war. Nobody wins. You see the war between Russia and Ukraine. It doesn't come to an end still. They are using sophisticated missiles, rockets, bombs. What happens? The cities have been ruined. People have died. The young people of Russia and Ukraine have perished in the war. They got martyrdom. And the infrastructure, Ukraine will be not able to reconstruct its cities in few years. It will take long years. So what use is this? And I appeal from here, both the countries and the presidents of both the countries to just cease fire and have a peaceful talk, come to reconciliation. No country is winning. They are losing their economy, they are losing their people. And they are both the Slavian people. They follow the same religion, they follow the same custom, and they are enemies now. It should not happen. It shouldn't happen. They have to think because none of them will win this war. They have been spoiling their infrastructure, they have been losing their people. If my voice reaches out to the ears of uh, President Putin and President Zelensky, I will, I will frankly request them again to put an end to this futile war. For this, as a peace activist, I have been trying hard and I have dedicated dozens of poems to this ongoing war. And many of them have been translated in many languages, even in Russian, maybe in Ukrainian, in Spanish, in French, in Chinese, and others. So whenever I start writing, this comes into my mind. Again, this war strikes here, and I write. So this happened. I was in the Bangladesh a few weeks ago, And there also the same case I told, because the poets should cry out for peace, because the most important in this nature is human life. You cannot kill people. Killing people is not pardonable. Never. It is inhuman. The soil has, you see, the soil around the earth is same. Everywhere the same. The people are same, irrespective of their language, what they speak. They are the same people. And they have the same feeling. And you kill them. One kills another. For what? For the soil. For the boundaries. The boundaries can change. History has, taught us the boundaries have been changed many, many times in history. So the boundaries, no. There should be peaceful reconciliation between Russian and Ukrainian people. I request with my folded hands to stop this war through your Parrot TV show, and on behalf of the poets around the world who agree with me, my view. That's all. And of course, in assuaging our our request will work in the list at least, and we will win in the long run, because there is no way out without peace. There is no alternative to peace. There should be peace. The human race should exist. Nobody wants the war, because you see, this war has caused deficit of commodities, deficit of food, because Ukraine was, providing this fertilizers, and there is no fertilizer in the world, and the harvestation have decreased to the minimum limit now, you see, and the price has hiked up already. And the same in the oil rate, same in the commodities, same in the grains, same in edible oils. So for what this? And I think I hope that this war should end soon. That is my intuition. I feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think anybody would disagree with that. We want peace in the world, and we want to, we want to see an end to conflict. And it's definitely devastating to see your fellow man and shooting at each other and destroying their cities and things of that nature. It's it's devastating to know that's going on, and I appreciate your stance, definitely, for sure. So it's really great that we have a lot of anti-war poets around the world, and I think it's very powerful to continue writing these poems against the wars going on, the ongoing conflicts, and hopefully wish for peace and raise our voices, as you said. I think it's a positive thing. We'll take a brief break, but we'll be right back with some of your poetry, Santosh.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear some. Thank you for joining us today.
Okay.
So we'll take a brief break and we'll be right back.
Good.
Undoubtedly, Africa is the best tourism destination on Earth. The continent is blessed with the most conducive atmosphere. To feel and enjoy these blessings, join the most productive one-week tour of the continent organized by Daylight Africa every September 2nd to September 9th to see beyond the fallacies about Africa on the mainstream media. Contact us at daylightafrica@gmail.com or call 718-822-5555. Daylight Africa. Revolutionizing tourism industries in Africa.
Welcome back to World Anchors Network, and I'm Dustin Pickering. We have Santosh Kumar Pokharel with us today with some anti-war poems. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, Parrot TV, please do, and connect with us on Facebook via the pages we have, World Anchors Network and Parrot TV. So without further ado, I'm going to put it up with Santosh here and let him read a few of his recent anti-war poems against the war with Ukraine and Russia. So here he is. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Dustin. So I would like to read out first two poems dedicated to the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. So the title of my poem is The Prisoners of War. The power. I would have died. I'm alive since I still breathe. I would have died. I'm alive since I still breathe. And I am thin now. The food given by the enemy is not good. I've lost my appetite today, or more. What could I say? My wife came to my mind. The baby came even more. Who else would I adore? In war, I only heard the sound of bones and people scream, and a dead silence would prevail. At that time, I remembered the village a little bit. See, it comes again. When I have been made a war captive, I have been caught and brought. Now I feel I miss my home. I miss my village, my town. All of a sudden, I stand. Today I remember my little son. I became so emotional. I shed some tears for those who were far and for those who were near. I finally did this emotion endure. I turned a human being for sure. I finally did this emotion endure. I turned a human being for sure. An enemy striking his boots appeared. I saw the compulsion on his face. He must have lost his race. There could no ooh and no boo. I cried. He cried too. I cried. He cried too. And one more. Stop the war. I recited my poems for peace. Warships didn't listen. Rockets and missiles didn't listen. Neither the machine guns nor the tanks would me hear. None of them was kind to me up here. And my poem got lost in the fog of war to infinity. The war commenced. I recited my poems for peace. Warships didn't listen. Rockets and missiles didn't listen. Neither the machine guns nor the tanks would me hear. None of them was kind to me up here. And my poem got lost in the fog of war to infinity. The war commenced. The war was going on. Many houses were failed and cities were ruined. People's dreams were also ruined. People were fleeing. Stop! You won't them move. The cities were destroyed too. The ground was covered with blood. The ground was covered with blood. The leader there stood on the same blood-stained ground. Though to you it may not well sound, but this was so true, and many would him pursue. His face shined bright. His face shined bright. I was shocked at that sight. He was asking, he needs more weapon. He was asking, he needs more weapon. He needs more weapon. Thank you. Thank you, Dustin.
Well, thank you. That was a beautiful rendition. Thank you so much for reading that. Would you like to read a couple more, or do you have any more to read?
Yeah. Let me read out some. One poem on hunger. The title is Hoots Hunger. My hunger hoots in the noon and midnight, in the lonesome spots where bites have been light. Many a time my hunger has survived. This time belly mine often fights. Tremors feel do my limbs undergo. This has been for a long time ago. This could not your words subside. My belly is still void. My belly is still void. Lo, nothing will I now lose, nothing gain. Why shall they loyal to I remain? Let me shout, for the not this I know every bout has about fruitless go, but my hope does gallop for my right. I do hoot in the noon and midnight. I do hoot in the mid and good night. Hungry. Today I saw a smile. The young man smiled, but not his face. His lips were dry. They didn't match his smile. His lips were twisted at his smile held. I have seen it all. He asked the seller on the street. He drank 3 sips of water, and he slowly continued on his way. This is all I can say. He must have been hungry. He must have been hungry. So these all are about hunger. And one more, if you allow, the title of my poem is Ghost Civilization and My Cramps. Destroyed are the houses, all ruins. Not the people there live in, but the ghosts. Human civilization is dead almost. Ghost civilization is evolving in the deserted settlements, yet we in twains, the dead and the debris and the ruins. Destroyed are the houses, all ruins. Not the people there live in, but the ghosts. Human civilization is dead almost. Ghost civilization is evolving in the deserted settlements and twins, the dead and the debris and the ruins. In the dark of the nights, when the wind blows through the settlements, all forlorn, cracks of melancholy have my heart torn. Bless lands far away over there that often drive me into a nightmare. Dead people in the settlements, deserted, scream in the silent nights. From the graves, they died for their rights. Dead people in the settlements, deserted, scream in the silent nights. From the graves, they died for their rights. It's so true, and you listen to with the wandering souls as my ears collide. I panic. I panic, then I suffocate at midnight. I wish a poet had this might to overcome this panic. I get cramps when wars win. I get cramps when wars win poetry, and when poetries lose. I get cramps when wars win poetry, and when poetries lose. People are killed, children become orphans, and widows become wives. The killers will, by the day dawns, survive. The killers become devils, those who die turn to ghosts, who their lives for nothing lost in many countries, who their lives for nothing lost in many countries. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your readings, Santosh. It's been wonderful to talk with you today, and I appreciate your peace activism. So, what final
Thank
words
you.
would you like to leave our viewers with today? In conclusion, about writing, about peace, anything you want to say to our viewers?
Yeah, my friends all around the world, with your permission, I want to speak out a few lines in Russian also. Because, дорогие друзья, россияне и украинцы, я вас прошу, примиритесь, пожалуйста, заканчивайте эту войну, потому что война некому. Война погибает, война просто, понимаете, в войне погибают люди. Вот. Война убивает людей, убивает. Так что война бесполезна. Примиритесь, пожалуйста, ради Бога, вы очень хорошие люди, вы очень добрые, вы очень миролюбивые люди. Примиритесь и закончите эту бессмысленную войну. И берегите себя, берегите свои народы, своих народов и своих людей. Берегите, я вас прошу. So I just called for the reconciliation and to putting an end to war to both the Russian and the Ukrainian people from here, from Nepal. So we should love, we should live peacefully, and we should lead this life peacefully, because the human life is the most important gift given by the Almighty in this world. So don't spoil this life, and just take yourself to creations that will work for the good, for the love, for the good of the people, for the good of the people, for the good of the people, for the good of the nature, and for the good of the world. So that is my shout out to my friends, to the poets all over the world. Let's begin contributing our poems, dedicating our poems to the good of the world, for peace, for love, for fraternity among the writers and creators of the world, for the good earth, for the peaceful earth, where no baby or no woman are left hungry. They are all satiated, so that there is sufficient food to feed the people, not only the people, but the wildlife. The nature be green, the oceans be clean, the rivers flow cleanly, and the atmosphere is without any smoke that comes from bombs, and all countries are living peacefully. So there is a line that Buddhism says, Bhavatu Sabba Mangalang, good to all, good to all. Please be always smiling. Please be always happy. Always happy. To the world, to all the people, for the peace, love, fraternity, and peaceful coexistence in the world. Have a smile in your lips. That is the first step towards peace. The smile and love from the heart. If you love somebody, love boundlessly. There is no limit to love. That is the main thing in the world. Love, harmony, and peace. Thank you. Dustin, after a full 1 year, I remember we had met last year in February.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there was tension between Russia and Ukraine. I don't remember the exact date when we met because the war started 24th of February. We met around this date, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a limited talk about the war, and I did not want to go into the political things. But it's already late if I don't speak. So I spoke today very openly. I called for the both people to come to a reconciliation and to put an end to war. And I'm very happy. I'm very thankful to you, Justin, that you have been doing a great job by just taking our voice to your audience, to the world, of course. And I hope that you will provide this record so that I can share with all my readers and friends around the world. Thank you very
Excellent.
much, Justin. Thank you very much. Sincerely, I thank you for this great job and favor for inviting me here and giving me chance to speak out my views before the world listeners through your television channel Parrot TV and your Word Inkers organization, Word Inkers.
Well, thank you for joining us, and it's been wonderful and pleasant talking with you. You've been watching World Inkers Network. Please subscribe to our channel, and if you would like to donate, you can donate here to paypal.me/nyparrot, and it can donate any amount. If you don't want to donate, if you maybe you'd like to buy some of our books or some of our things, visit our website, worldinkers.com. And if you want to be on the show, you send me a bio and a headshot as a guest writer, publication.worldinkers@gmail.com. And we'd love to have you on the show. So just go ahead and get in touch with me at this email address, publication.worldinkers@gmail.com. And like I said, send a bio and a headshot, and we would love to have you on the show. So we had Santosh Kumar Pokharel today with his anti-war poetry and anti-hunger poems, and a call to end the war in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia. Very sad affair. So we want to see peace in the world, and I would love to hear from our subscribers as well as our viewers today. Leave some comments on our YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and feel free to follow us on Facebook. Again, just get on there at World Inkers and Network and Parrot TV on Facebook. We'd love to have you as a subscriber, and we'd love to have you as a follower of our web pages on Facebook. So you guys out there watching today, hopefully you'll do some writing of your own or some research and reading. And again, we would love to have anybody on the show who would be interested in discussing any number of things related to the arts, poetry, research in the field of the humanities. So you guys out there, just get some reading done and have an excellent afternoon. Get to writing. Thank you.
Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the parrot. Parrot TV.